Alright everybody, I'm going to give you a brief demo of my new multi-arcade, which uses a Maximus arcade front end, and it incorporates MAME, just under 3,200 games, uses X-Arcade controller, has Daphne, which has your Dragon's Lair games, has Atari, Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, and the original Nintendo. Shut the light out here. I'll show you something real quick too. It has a keyboard, a little door for it. More that guy in there. Really, will never really use it. Pretty much everything can be controlled. The mouse can actually functions in Windows as well if you want to utilize that. Okay, and a good shot here of the game itself, kind of front on. Put the camera down. Got nice and centered for you. Okay, as you can see, right now we've got just the MAME set up. We are in the front end. So this is the Maximus Arcade front end. I apologize, I kind of missed a little intro video, no big deal. You simply move the control. You move between all the different emulators. Atari, Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, traditional Nintendo. Start with MAME, which is kind of the bulk of the whole show. Just under 3,200 working games on here. You can see here Stargate. Shows you a great picture, shows you the marquee. You can actually hit button, gives you info like the history of the game, the bio, technical aspects, trivia. It's a kind of cool tech info there. Because there's 3,200 games, you have the ability to move up and down through the menu here. Right now I'm in the favorites menu, so I have some different categories I've created. So sports, and racing games, you name it, all sorts of types of games, sports games. I have all the fighter games in one menu. Well, not all of them. Just like there's a couple Mortal Kombats, there's probably another 10. Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, tons of different versions that are in the main games menu. This is where all the games are. So from here, you can actually take one of this game. So if you want to hit like this game here, Narc, you can throw it into your favorites menu. So you just bring it, point at favorites, and you hit one, it adds it. I'm not going to add it. You can also create other menus as well. If you just go into the preferences system, which is part of Maximus, you just simply go to game list, and you say create new, you make the name of it, adds it in. So when you come back into the whole front end, you have that menu. It'll be empty, of course, in the beginning, and then you just simply add games you want into that by pressing two buttons. So let's go back over to Stargate and start that puppy up. I'm really just press one button, starts it in, and it's just like as though you had the arcade, you've just powered it up. That's how all these kind of games start up. So I kind of go through this quick little systems check. Some take longer than others. They're generally all about that long, real quick. So I'll just hit some credits. Boom, and we're going. Okay, so one cool thing about all the main games is that they're all pre-programmed. I just pulled out the keyboard, so I just hit pause on the keyboard. So now the thing about something like Stargate, where it has a lot of buttons that are incorporated, you can go into, this is just particular for MAME, while the game's active. You can adjust the other systems as well, but you have to go into Windows. This makes it user-friendly. So I just bring up this, I hit tab, brings up the menu. Hopefully you can read that. But the first one is input general. So if you make any changes to that, it's going to change every game. You don't really want to do that because it's already, all the games are already set up for X-Arcade and pretty much self-programmed. So you'll come across certain games that you may want to change something, and this is a good example because there's so many buttons. You may want to put your reverse in a different spot. You could actually program, if you just plan on really doing one person playing the game, not using both sides as two players. You can actually do two-player games where you both play the same controls, where you're not having to do left side, right side. So you can actually literally set it up to where your joystick and your reverse button are on one side, and then you use player 2 controls to set up maybe some of your other buttons. You can program it any way you want. Real simple. You just go to it, use up and down arrow keys or the joystick, but then you hit enter, brings you into that. And maybe move down to use hyperspace. You simply would hit enter and then press the button that you want to use for it, and then that's it. It programs it. Then once you've done that, you just exit out, and it saves it. It's good. It'll be there every time you come back. Hit pause, get back in the game. Now to exit the game, in any game in the system, you hold down player 1 and player 2 for over a second. And then MAME's a little bit slower than others, and some games in MAME are a little bit slower than others, but generally it'll take a few seconds, and then once you quit hearing volume, then you know you're leaving here soon. So that exits out, takes us back to the main menu. So what we'll do is just hit control. This is our emulator menu. One over, we'll hit Daphne. We'll go into that. There's Dragon's Lair, Dragon's Lair 2. There's about 20 different games, all this type of animation type gaming. There's Space Ace and all that stuff. So I'll show you Dragon's Lair real quick. And like I mentioned, all these are exactly like they were in the arcade. It's using the same exact software programming. So, and there's Dragon's Lair. So, player 1, and we're in business. Just like the original. Nothing different about it. It's exactly like the original. And if you remember the original, you'll even get these same levels, but they'll reverse the direction and throw you off. Okay. So we'll have a death here. So I'll press 1 and 2, exit out, boom, and it exits out really quick. Much faster than MAME. All the other ones, Nintendo, say they'll exit out really fast. So we'll go back here, we'll check out, you got Atari, you got games here of course, great one right there is Combat. It's a great heads up game. Be a great drinking game actually. You can select the different levels, here's all your, my favorite one is the bouncing ball. Oops. Player 2 setup. Okay, so that's that. Exit out of that. I think I didn't hold it down long enough, so I didn't hold it down long enough. It sometimes gets caught in the middle. So just do it again. Hold it down. Make sure you hold it that 1 second. So to exit, front end, exit out of the games, and exit and turn off the whole system, I have those on a 1 second time, I guess you want to say. So you got to hold it down for at least 1 second for that actually to take place. We got Nintendo 64 games. You got your Sega Genesis games. You got Nintendo games. They're all here. All great games. So that's pretty much it. We'll call it quits on this one. I'm losing battery time on my camera. I'll basically show you real quick. So I'm going to exit out. You can see this. So hold those two down. It's going to completely turn off. The whole thing goes down through Windows. That'll shut off. And then basically what you do is all you'll have on is your monitor always stays on. Even when the power is off, you turn the power back on, it automatically comes back on. So when that shuts off, you'll simply come up here, right up top. You can see up here, right over here, the thing is just a power switch. Switch here, hit that power switch, turns off the marquee light, and it turns off the monitor. Just to save you some space. So next time when you come back on to turn it on, you just flip that switch, turns on the power into the system, and then you just simply press the button on the PC and actually have the old coin door where the lock was. I have the power button on that PC right there, so you don't even have to open the door. You just kind of push your finger into the hole, hit the power, and it's on. That pretty much is it. Just a real quick rundown. Hopefully this video uploads to YouTube okay. It hasn't been working out so great lately, but we'll give it a go, and I'll catch you around next time.